Hello, boys and girls all over the world. Today is Tuesday, 2025, and the month is October the 7th. Well, we have a great story for you today. It's called Leave It to Beamer presents The Proof is in the Pudding. I wonder what do that mean? The story is about why do grown-ups say the silliest things. Let me give you an example. Hmm. You're driving me up the wall. And I don't even have a driver's license, some kids may say. Or you have a chip on your shoulder. A chip on my shoulder? There's no potato chips around, no chips, no snacks. Well, let's get started on this story and we'll get the true meaning of why grown ups say the silliest things. And by the way, this book is by Clay Burrell. Grown ups sure have a funny way of saying things. The other day, my teacher told me that the answer to my question was in some pudding. My best friend Bert and I were talking about our favorite ice cream flavors. I said mint chocolate chip was the best flavor, and Bert said cookies and cream was the best flavor. I asked my teacher, Mrs. Cherry, which flavor was better, and that's when she said, well, the proof is in the pudding, Beamer. What does pudding have to do with ice cream? And why will the answer to my question be in some pudding? Many moons ago, in a land far away, located deep within the Moose Mountains, was the city of Custer. At the very heart of the city was Patty's Pudding Palace, the world famous pudding factory. The townspeople loved pudding so much that they ate it for breakfast, for lunch, and even for dinner. In their spare time, the townspeople will create pudding paintings, play at Pudding Park, and even swim in Pudding Pond. Then one day, brothers Jimmy and Johnny came to town and opened up their very own factory, JJ's Gelatin Joint. However, the people of Custer were loyal to Patty and her pudding, and so they refused to eat any of the gelatin. JJ's Gelatin Joint was in danger of closing, and the brothers realized they needed to do something drastic to save their business. They have businesses ideas, peanut butter and gelatin sandwiches, gelatin statue of the mayor. They even had a gelatin pool party, gelatin eating contest, gelatin popsicles, gelatin fillets of donuts. Oh boy, did they have a lot of things of gelatin, even a gelatin jungle gym. A few days later, the people of Custer began to notice that Patty's pudding didn't taste quite the same. In fact, it tasted downright gross. JJ's gelatin joint. This is so exciting. Patty assured everyone that she was cooking her pudding the same way she always had, but even she admitted that it didn't taste very good. The townspeople immediately stopped eating pudding and they all started eating Jimmy and Johnny's gelatin instead. wonder why the pudding doesn't taste the same. Something didn't seem right to Sweet Sophia, the town's mayor, so she hired Custer's top private investigators, Lieutenant Lucas and Inspector Isaac, to look into it. Lieutenant Lucas and Inspector Isaac began questioning everyone in hopes of figuring out why Patty's pudding tasted so gross. But none of the townspeople knew anything. They searched for clues at Pudding Park and even looked in the Pudding Pond, but could not find anything out of the ordinary. Then one night, while he was out patrolling the city, Lieutenant Lucas noticed two dark figures sneaking into Patty's Pudding Palace. I wonder who could those two dark figures be. Let's find out. Lieutenant Lucas followed the dark figures and discovered that Jimmy and Johnny were sneaking spinach into Patty's pudding. So Lieutenant Lucas called up the inspector, Isaac and Sweet Sophia, and they caught Jimmy and Johnny. Uh-oh, let's see what's going to happen next. The brothers tried to plead their case, but after taking one bite of the tampered pudding, Sweet Sophia knew they were guilty, and the proof was in the pudding. They had the proof. So then I asked Miss Sherry if anyone ever put strange things into her pudding. That's when she told us that if someone says the proof is in the pudding, it really means you need to try something for yourself to truly believe it. It has nothing to do with pudding at all. Yep, boys and girls, like I said, grown-ups really do have a funny way of saying things. The end. Boys and girls all over the world, I hope you enjoyed this story. I sure did. Until next time, so long.